Namaste everybody, welcome to 5 p.m. Yoga. I am Dr. Mayur V. Kako. I am the head of the department neurosurgery at Vasvi Hospital, which is in Kumaraswamy Layout, Bangalore. We have been conducting these yoga sessions considering the present pandemic going on, and most important system which is involved is respiratory system, that is our lungs, through which oxygen is carried into the blood and through which the whole body utilizes the glucose and functions. Most important organ which is there to receive plenty of oxygen, plenty of glucose is brain. And as we know that if brain is not functioning properly, a lot of things change and we suffer a lot. In addition to that, if our thinking process is not right, our other organs, they also start functioning inefficiently. For example, our heartbeat will increase, our breathing rate will increase, our muscles will tremble, our digestive process gets affected with lots of negative emotions. We all have observed this. However, we don't put so much of efforts to dive deep into our own self. Today we are going to do that. Before that, sit comfortably with your back erect, neck erect, eyes closed, gentle smile on your face. Forget all the tensions and worries and focus only on your breathing. When we inhale, our abdomen is bulging. When we exhale, the abdomen is sinking down. With each breath, we are becoming more and more relaxed. As we all know, when we touch index finger to the thumb, if we touch it in a particular pressure, in a particular way, automatically you will start feeling the pulse. Okay? Try to feel the pulse. Try to feel the flow of air continuously through your nose, through the oropharynx, through the windpipe, through the lungs, and the movement of abdomen. Slowly. Move your concentration to the nostrils. When we inhale, cool air is going inside. When we exhale, warm air is gushing out. With each breath, we are becoming more and more relaxed. Cool air in, warm air out. Slowly move the concentration to the center of the eyebrows. Imagine one Omkara of any size, of any shape, of any bright color. While focusing on this Omkar, we are going to chant it 3 times. Inhale. Feel the effect of Pranava Omkar on your mind and body. Slowly adopt Namaskar Mudra. Omkar followed by Sahana Bhavatu. Sahana Bhavatu. सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः Shantihi. With your eyes closed, slowly take your hands back. Hold your right wrist with the left palm. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, bend from the root of the back. Touch your forehead to the ground. Express gratitude to Mother Earth Almighty, your parents and Guru. Slowly inhale and come up. Slowly release your hands. With few blinks, you may open your eyes. Namaste. So, we have been discussing about breathing, about various aspects of breathing. We have been discussing about our inhalational capacity, our exhaling capacity. And through that, we are improving onto our breathing aspects. Correct? So once again, today I am going to show you this slide. In addition to that, something else I would like to discuss before we do some practice. Today I am going to teach you Ujjayi Pranayam, along with that Shanmukhi Mudra and two other mudras to improve the breathing capacity. You can see here, our normal breathing involves only 500 ml of air. We don't use the reserve. It is the same scenario, not anticipating any disaster and not having backup oxygen in the hospital. Correct? Same is here. We are not anticipating that any time in our life we will get infected or we will have some breathing difficulty. We just lead our life happy-go-lucky type. Very few people. You will be amazed to hear this, but this is the truth. And when I was studying why our country, why so much of why our country, or for that matter the whole world, why there is so much of suffering, why young people are dying due to COVID, then I studied some things called as health for young health. And WHO has taken a goal that we will decrease the number of cases or number of deaths due to non-communicable diseases happening in young people. Now you will be surprised that how come non-communicable diseases like heart attack, like stroke, like increased cholesterol level, like diabetes, like drug abuse, all these things, how they happen? We know alcoholism, drug abuse is common in youngsters. Road traffic accidents are common in youngsters. But what about heart attack, stroke, and diabetes? The lifestyle disorders, what about obesity? Because of lack of exercise and lack of nutrition awareness. Only 19% of youngsters, only 19%. If you have 100 people in a class, only 19 people out of that do regular, meaningful exercises. So just imagine, in any part of the world, 81 people are not doing regular exercise. And determining that this person, when this person is going to grow at around 45 years or 50 years of age, whether this person is going to have diabetes or any other kind of disease like hypertension or atherosclerosis. These are all lifestyle disorders. This is determined what that person is doing in young age, that is in between 10 to 19 years of age, or maybe 10 to 34 years of age. So that is extremely important. The knowledge which has to be imparted to youngsters is not being imparted. At the same time, the execution part, only 19% people take care of their health through regular exercise. Youngsters, I'm talking about youngsters. And this paves the way for you being healthy at 45, 50 years of age or not. Generally, what happens when the doctor rings the bell? Now you have diabetes, now you have hypertension, now you have this, now you have that. Then we start picking up our exercise routine. At that time, already it is late. Yes, that will help, but the foundation of any disease is placed at 10 to 19 years of age, 10 to 34 years of age. That is where I could understand that why youngsters are dying, because only 19% are doing exercise, 80% are not doing. It's a majority. 80% is a majority. That is why kindly share these videos with youngsters. Make sure that you motivate youngsters to become regular in their exercise routine, to become regular in maintaining the diet. Binge eating, binge drinking of alcohol, drug abuse also, these things also cause problems in youngsters. They may not find effects of that now, but over a period of time, automatically they will find the effects when they grow 35, 40 years of age. And we see many middle-aged people, they will tell, I could have done better in my young age. I could have done better in my young age. So please, this you have to put into the minds of youngsters, that we have to build up this extra 4 liters here, extra 1 liter here, extra 4 liters of inhalational capacity, extra 1 liter of exhalational capacity. With the help of which, what will happen? We all know that we will develop a good habit, and this good habit is developed in at least 7 months to 9 months. The good habits develop, and that speed of the breathing will decrease, the depth of breathing will increase, the smoothness of the breathing will improve, and that breathing is called as yogic breathing. And when we do yogic breathing, the oxygen absorption through the lungs into the blood improves, the carbon dioxide coming out also improves, the blood becomes less acidotic, and through that we remain healthy for a long period of time. This was one of my lectures. The video is available on YouTube. You can go through my channel, Mayur V. Kaku, Master the Breath Challenge, and this is called as proning with the help of chair. I have shown many proning exercises which are extremely useful, specifically in elderly people where they are not able to expectorate the cough which has developed due to the infection. Okay. Now, today I am going to discuss a bit about our overall existence, because there is a crisis of identity in people and it is causing lots of issues. Yes, today morning only I would like to share that a young doctor committed suicide out of frustration, out of total depression, that in front of him patients are dying, he is not able to help them. His suicide is unfortunate, but at the same time it shows that there is a lack of spiritual education also in our education system, where we don't understand the importance of our existence. So that is why I am going to show you a slight amount of our understanding of our own self. For modern people, for modern practitioners, the body is divided into nervous system, respiratory system, digestive system, excretory system, urinary system, skeletal system, muscular system, like that. However, when we understand the ancient way of division of our existence, that is mentioned in Taittiriya Upanishad, which is this one, Panchakosha Viveka. So at that time, we will understand that our body is just one part of our existence, and there is a huge amount of existence which is pending, which we never explore because we are tied so heavily to our body that we don't go deeper into our own existence. Okay. So one of the ways through which we dive deep into the existence is breathing, because in breathing we come to know that we used to breathe normally, naturally, and it used to happen. We never used to focus, oh, I have to inhale, oh, I have to exhale. But when we do breathing exercise, the inhalation and exhalation brings us to a place where we start watching ourselves. Now I will tell you. When we watch ourselves in front of a mirror, what is there? We see this body, okay? The shape of this body we see. It is our physical existence. And this is made up by whatever we eat. If we eat a lot, our paunch will come out if we don't exercise. And if we eat a lot of protein and do a lot of exercise, the muscles will come up and lots of other things. Okay. So through that, this physical existence is called as Annamaya Kosha. But that is not sufficient. What do we require? We require breath. If breath is not there, we all know that this body does not have a name. They call it as a dead body, and they want to get rid of the dead body as soon as possible. So that is why this next level of existence is called as Pranamaya Kosha, in which the body has functions. What are the functions? Breathing, beating of the heart, the mind is working, nervous system is working, movements of the body, and then digestive process is happening, excretory process is happening. All the things are happening in their order because of something which is there, that is called as prana. And that is why this layer of existence is called as Pranamaya Kosha. Now, just imagine there is a person on ventilator, body is there, all the functions are also happening, but that person is not communicating with us because that person is unconscious. It means that in addition to all these functions which are happening, one function is very, very important, that is consciousness. That consciousness is expressed through a person either smiling or crying or responding to any kind of questions or responding to the environmental stimuli. So that is called as Manomaya Kosha. Now, I will be responding in a different manner to the same situation. Some other person will be responding in a different manner. Suppose I am a doctor. I will know that there is COVID pandemic going on. There are lots of things which are happening. But a lawyer may not be able to understand the intricacies of all these things. Lawyer may be thinking, okay, how to sue the doctor, how to incite the public to sue the doctor. That is what many a times happens. And each person actually responds according to their own education. So what I mean to say is, this example why I gave was today in Bangalore Mirror, there is an article where a Supreme Court lawyer is saying patients' relatives to sue the doctors. Now the oxygen lack is happening because of uncontrollable number of cases. Hospitals are generally built with a capacity. They are built with limited number of beds. They are built with an infrastructure which can take care of a limited number of patients. However, when the patients will outnumber the capacity of the hospital, the oxygen will come down. This was not foreseen by anybody. And still, when we are talking about Epidemic Act, then it is written in the law that because of the disaster, the doctors should be exempted from any kind of litigation. Still, this so-called Supreme Court lawyer has written out of his own whims. He has written an article saying that you should sue the doctors. But doctors are not responsible for oxygen production. That is the administration's work. That is the overall government's responsibility overall. And there are so many things. But what I mean to say is that everybody will think according to the fund of knowledge they have. And that fund of knowledge is called as Vijnanamaya Kosha. Now, when we are stuck to the body, we have a fear of death. Okay, and because of that, we will never be able to reach to the final goal, that is called as Anandamaya Kosha. Okay, and because of our extra knowledge, because of our too much of materialistic knowledge, what happens is we get stuck in that Vijnanamaya Kosha. Vijnanamaya Kosha causes trickling into the Manomaya Kosha, which creates a lot of ego, lot of anger, lot of anxiety. See, whatever you see in the news, it has an impact because your Vijnanamaya Kosha got a wrong registration, and then because of that, fear, anxiety, anger, and then because of that, breathing changes, and because of breathing changes, automatically the immune system will get changed. Automatically, because of emotions, the immune system will get suppressed, and all these things will happen. And because of that, the body will start showing changes. So this is the sequence through which the body suffers. Now, if you want to not suffer, what is the link? The link is breathing. If you take care of your breathing, automatically whatever fear, anxiety, anger, all these things, they start fading away, because your only goal is to improve that capacity to 4 liters. Correct? And your only goal is to focus on breathing out complete carbon dioxide. So at that time, you will come to a space where you are in a zone. That zone is a very good zone where your knowledge layer is only experiential. You are only experiencing relaxation. You are only experiencing the present moment. And because of that, there is a potential for us to go into the Anandamaya Kosha. And when we identify our true selves, when we know that our body is only one representation of ourselves, then we start dwelling in deeper and deeper layers of our consciousness, deeper and deeper layers of our existence. And through that, we become useful. First of all, we become useful to ourselves, and then slowly we become useful to others. And a very good shortcut is to reach Anandamaya Kosha is become useful to others. If you start becoming useful to others, then you can rapidly rise over to, you can get rapidly promoted to Anandamaya Kosha. So that is why maybe it is my selfish reason that morning 4:30 I am conducting Brahma Muhurta yoga session, and through Vasvi Hospital evening 5 o'clock I am conducting this 5 p.m. yoga breathing exercises. Okay, so enough of theory for today. We will go towards practice. Okay, so sit comfortably, or else you can lie down. We will first do reverse counting, and through that we will stabilize our breath. Normal breathing, 10 counts of normal breath. Okay, 10 normal breathing. You have to count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, like that, and finish at 0. Okay, normal breath. Slowly can open your eyes. Now today we are going to learn one important pranayam that is called as Ujjayi pranayam. Now some people may not be able to do it, some people may be able to do it. Do it up to your comfort level. Whatever session we are taking, whatever we are doing here is meant to invoke the desire within you, is meant to motivate you to become positive. And if you have any doubts, you can anytime contact us. You can anytime contact me also through YouTube or any other channel, through Vasavi Hospital's Facebook page also, not an issue. But if you have doubt, please clear it. Okay. Now here, Ujjayi pranayam is meant only for a deep breathing. The awareness is mostly on the inhalation, and through inhalation, what we are seeking is the feeling of the sound which is made when the inhalation is going on. So at the junction of the nose and the mouth, there will be turning and the air will go down like this. Okay. So at that turning, there will be sound. If you know anywhere where the air is swinging, there will be some sound like that. Correct? So that friction sound will happen. That sound we have to feel. Okay. There is another way of doing it also, which I generally show in my YouTube videos. But for today, to learn simple technique, be there, be here. That's all. Okay. And chin should slightly go towards the chest. Okay. And now, after that, try to fill complete lungs. So from abdomen till the nostril, try to fill completely and feel the sound of inhalation. There will be a sound of inhalation, try to feel it. And when you try to become more and more aware of it, the neck muscles, they will contract. The muscles inside the windpipe also may contract, through which the vocal cords will become tight. Many a times because of that also sound may come. Okay, but not in the beginning. In the beginning, only try to be aware of the inhalation sound. Okay, so let us do that. After sufficient practice, you can release. Next practice is Shanmukhi Mudra. But Shanmukhi Mudra is to protect us from the ill effects of information coming from the five senses. That is eyes, nose, tongue, hearing, that is ears, and skin, that is touch. Okay. So index finger and middle finger will close the eyes. Ring finger will obliterate a bit of nostril, not completely, just a bit, and upper lip will be touched by little finger. Thumbs will close the ears with the help of this tragus. Okay, and then we will chant Makara, humming bee sound in exhalation. So inhalation in Ujjayi we learned, and exhalation humming bee sound. 5 rounds we will do. We'll meet after 5 rounds. Okay. Slowly release. Feel the effect of humming bee sound, that is Makara, on your mind and body. As we had discussed, this humming bee sound vibrates the skull, and through that vagus nerve. Through that, the parasympathetic tone of the nervous system improves, and all the organs, they come to a good, relaxed state of existence. And through that, we will feel extreme relaxation and improvement in the oxygen carrying capacity of blood also through different mechanisms. It happens, this whole scenario happens between three things: body, mind, and the spirit. Spirit is unknown, only we can, when we dive deep with intention, then only we will be able to feel it. Mind, most of the times, is involuntary. We are guided by the mind. Body is seen, and the effects on the body are seen. But mind and spirit are here. Nobody can see that. But yes, manifestation of that can be seen on the body. Okay? So when the mind is calmed down, mind and body, they are in synchrony. At that time, we can get the glimpse of spirit. Okay? And in between, there are so many other things also. As we grow into this practice, we will keep on discussing about all these things. If you want to think in terms of only body, it is about the cardiovascular system, it is about the respiratory system and nervous system predominantly. And through that, other systems also are working and doing their functions. Okay? So with that understanding, we will do Prana Mudra for a while. Prana Mudra is this one. You can see here. That is Anamika and Kanishta touching here at the thumb. Try to feel the pulse. You can do all these things in lying down position also, not an issue. Prana Mudra can be done anytime. It will preserve your Prana Shakti. It will help you to breathe slowly and deeply and smoothly. Contemplate on whatever you have learned today. Observe in which parts of the body you are finding changes. One more request to all of you. Kindly go through my lectures on Yama and Niyama. Both of them are available on my YouTube channel. And also they are available on Vasavi's YouTube channel also. Because it is extremely important whenever we are doing asana pranayam, before that Yam and Niyam have to be followed. The Yam and Niyam are Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha, Shaucha, Santosha, Tapas, Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhan. The detailed meaning of all these things I have shown, I have demonstrated, I have explained in my lectures. Please go through them and day by day improve upon them. With that understanding and learning, adopt Namaskara Mudra, Omkar followed by Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Om. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. With your eyes closed, slowly take your hands back. Hold your right wrist with the left palm. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, bend from the root of the back. Touch your forehead to the ground.
Express gratitude to Mother Earth, Almighty, your parents and Guru. Slowly inhale and come up.
Slowly release your hands. Rub your palms against each other to generate heat or positive energy. Keep them over your eyes, your head, neck, shoulder, arms, forearms, chest, abdomen, thighs and the legs. With few blinks, you may open your eyes. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Stay safe, stay home, stay happy and stay positive. Thank you very much.